Blake, it's great to have you on the show. It's a big day today. Thank you for taking the time. You haven't been, I think everybody here is very familiar with you just from PMF or Die and everything. You haven't left the cage for 33 days. Today you're launching the app, and maybe you start to, get a sense that freedom might be on the horizon.
Freedom might be on the horizon.
But yeah, talk to us. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very stressed out. I feel like I have this pit in my stomach that is not going away for anything, and I think that the only way that I can release that is achieving PMF. And if I do not achieve PMF, I think I'll be in a very dire spot. You know.
Yeah,
Well, good luck.
we're gonna have the audience will get to vote on the sort of fantasy football style
Yeah.
punishment. Like you might have to do pink hair or something like that.
Yeah.
No, but we're believers. Why don't you break down 10x in your words? Maybe just start with kind of the manifesto. It feels like the app is extremely timely with everybody sort of realizing that one of the biggest opportunities with AI today is giving everybody a tutor. But yeah, tell us about 10x in your words.
Yeah, I think that the power of AI education cannot be understated. Everything that I've built has been on the backbone of AI. And yet, at the same time, I have so many friends that constantly ask me how they can use AI to learn more efficiently, to learn how to code, to learn how to market, to learn how to do anything, any digital skill. Um, and I don't think that there exists a platform that's kind of synonymous with AI based learning. And this was the general background thesis on building 10x. And next came the medium, right? What is the form factor? And so the original form factor with how we are launching and the version that's going on the App Store this evening is a Duolingo style learning path where you can select your skill and progress through the foundational knowledge needed to learn how to code with AI, market with AI, build a business with AI. And so that is one key function of the application. Additionally, we have the ability to custom generate lessons. So you can generate a 15-minute podcast on anything that you want to learn about. I find
Very
myself
cool.
going down these like interesting podcast rabbit holes on Spotify.
Mhm.
And what I found is that once you get past the very base layer of any sort of domain, it could be machine learning, it could be complex systems, it could be American history. It's very difficult to find the sort of custom tailored information to progressing to that next step. And 10x provides that for people. Additionally, you can track your skill progression over time, as well as chat with a ChatGPT, Grok like basic chatbot within the application.
Very cool. I saw a post earlier today from this guy, Chris Pike, who's over at Pace. He says, when elite universities uploaded all of their courses online for public consumption, we collectively realized that the limiting factor for global intelligence is not access to information, it's motivation. What's your read on how motivated is the sort of next generation of builders who the initial 10x app is like, how do you turn somebody into a developer, right? Who right now maybe knows nothing. Do you feel like there's like just a ridiculous amount of sort of motivation that doesn't necessarily have like a pathway yet? Do you see that 10x is like, hey, here's how you go from zero to builder?
Yeah. So one of the most popular questions that I get on social media is how can I learn to use AI? How can I learn to code nowadays? And there doesn't seem to be any resources that are really constantly up to date with the newest and best techniques. In addition, if we look at what Duolingo has done for language learning, the big thing that they've done is they've gamified it. They've made it fun. And I think that that's in line with your point regarding motivation. And so right now with 10x, it is significantly more enjoyable to learn through 10x than through a basic standard chatbot, though obviously we have the chatbot embedded within. But going forward, one of my primary North Star metrics is how much dopamine do you feel rushing into your brain when you hear those little sounds and get that XP and see yourself level up.
Do you
And
have
so,
haptics yet, or you got the phones vibrating, or is that rolling out
yeah,
soon?
yeah, we've got haptics,
That's
but
cool.
I don't, haptics are just a small step and a very big mountain in competing with Instagram and TikTok because my view for the 10x mobile application is that it might not be the platform that you sit down on and use for 3 hours straight, but it certainly can fill the latent space in your day instead of Instagram and actually put it towards something productive
Yeah, talk
and
about
this.
talk about the concept of like character building and sort of leveling up your character, because a big part of 10x is like, okay, I'm a character, I'm Jordy, I can go on 10x and like level up my character to learn how to code. That's awesome. Was there a specific video game or anything that inspired you as a kid that you were super into, like that you got maybe way too into? Was it, I think World of Warcraft was probably before your time, way before your time. But
yeah.
Was there any specific?
Absolutely. So I would say Skyrim was a big one. So not to be confused with World of Warcraft. I think a big difference in terms of the type of person that play those two games. No, that said, no. I think that games where you can see your skill and level progression over time are just inherently so much more addicting. Skyrim, Madden, FIFA, even Minecraft, and a bunch of these different mods that I would use when I played as a kid. And that was essentially the thesis behind UMax, and what made it go so viral is the ability to scan your face and get this sort of like 6-factor rating system about like your skin quality and your jawline and like your overall attractiveness and potential. And so in its current form, it's just XP based. But moving forward, I think that really interesting thing that we can implement is the ability to take these sort of preliminary challenges and quizzes to assess your current skill position, and then make this into more than just a system to come and learn statically and linearly, but something that can dynamically update based on where you're at, where you're progressing, and then become somewhat of a status symbol, right? Right now, we all know the term 10x engineer, you know? I want a level 99 in 10x to be a hallmark of somebody who has agency in this post AI world.
Love it. Talk about your go-to-market. I know this is historically how you've grown your apps, is sort of leveraging these sort of short-form video platforms. You're taking all that learning and channeling it into 10x's GTM. Are you doing anything different this time, or is it the same playbook that you've sort of happily shared with the world? Because it's easy to talk about, it's hard to actually do.
Yeah. So, I think that 10x is inherently less viral than the previous products that I've built. Now, that said, has so much more long-term upside. And so if I were launching a Riz GPT right now, it'd be like done, wraps. I'd have completed it. I'd be at 1 million ARR. But I'm trying to build a big business here, and I really believe in the long-term mission. Now, that said, I think that I'm taking a lot of the learnings that I've had from my previous applications and figuring out how to make something that isn't inherently as viral or maybe like scandalous into something that people really resonate with and still can go viral on organic platforms. And so, I think that one of the big marketing messages that we have is, you won't be replaced by AI. You'll be replaced by somebody using AI. Learn to use AI. Now, that's inherently a little bit scary and like digs into insecurity. And I think that that'll be conducive to engagement on these social platforms. We're split testing a ton of different niches. We're working with self-improvement creators, with AI and tech creators. We're working with OnlyFans creators, and so we've got the whole roster.
This is what you were saying before, that somebody logs on to OnlyFans for whatever reason, and then it's like, hey, why don't you learn how to code?
Go
when are you? I know you're launching today. I got the pre-order page pulled up. When do you think you're going live? Because I know you probably still have some stuff to do there.
No, we're going live immediately after this call.
Yeah,
amazing. Okay, everybody listening, Blake really wants to see the sunlight. He wants to surf. He wants to go hiking. Go download the app.
I just changed my bio real quick to my X bio, which used to be MJ of AI apps, and then everything I've built. It's now, I haven't left my apartment for 33 days. Please download so I can surf and hike.
I love it.
All right, I'm putting it in the chat right now. You're the man, Blake. Good luck today. We will we'll talk to you later, and excited to see. I see Sam Sheffer in the background there. He's collecting all this footage. I can't wait to see the documentary on it. It's going to be amazing. And
fun project.
Godspeed today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Talk to you
Peace
soon,
out.
Blake.
Cheers.
Bye.